Works. Okay, all right, guys. Hello, anybody watching the recording? Welcome to ELDOA. We're actually going to do quite a lot of myofascial stretching today, and we're working through the shoulders, the neck, and the upper back, and then we'll throw in a couple of ELDOA as well at the end. So first off, let's start to get nice and warm. So let's just stand up nice and tall, and we'll just do some nice big arm circles. So just lifting up those arms right up and around, and just warming up through the shoulder joints. So we want to make sure we're warming up through those joints so we can get deeper into those stretches when we start to move into those myofascial stretches. Change direction, round the other way. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Beautiful. Let's take a nice breathe-in squat. So bending down, take a beautiful deep breath in, lift those arms out nice and wide and up overhead. And then breathing out, floating back down again. And inhaling, lift. And then exhaling, coming right down. And inhaling up. And exhaling, floating all the way down. Really stretching those shoulder blades out nice and wide. Stretch those fingers out wide. Inhaling up. Stay up there now, guys, and grab onto your wrist, doesn't matter which one, and then just lift up nice and tall. And then breathing out, bending over to the side, lateral bend. And then inhale up, other arm, exhale, bend to the opposite side. And then inhaling, lifting up, and exhaling across. And inhaling up, exhale across. Beautiful, one more each side. And the other one. Awesome, coming down. And then just pop those hands on the hips. We'll just warm up through the pelvis because we're still going to work through the pelvis as well. So I want you to stick your bottom all the way out and then tuck it all the way under. And just start to be aware of that spine. So lifting right up through the top of their head nice and tall, starting to create that space in between those discs of the spine. So lifting up nice and tall, tilt and tuck, and keeping that length. So the only part that's moving is that pelvis, tilting forward and tucking up. Tilt and tuck, nice and tall, lifting up. Figure eight now, guys. Tilt and round to the side, tuck to the center. And around, doing that nice big figure eight. Change direction, round the other way. Beautiful. Good, warming up through those hips. Nice, bring your legs out nice and wide, pigeon toe those feet, arms out nice and wide, tailbone down. We're going to slide to one direction, off to the side, back to the center, and then across to the other side. Keep pushing down through the tailbone and just sliding side to side. Still keeping that length in through the spine. So by tilting that tailbone down, you're really keeping those hips nice and stable. And then the moving part is just the torso, sliding across, side to side. Good. Awesome. Slide and tilt now. Slide and bend down, up, slide and tilting down. Lift and across, up, slide and across. Lift, slide and tilt. Slide and tilt. Good. Windmills down, guys. Touch the foot. Inhale up, down to touch the opposite foot. Beautiful. Bending through the knee to get down to that foot. Inhale up, exhale down. Start to get a little bit faster, guys. So we're starting to heat up a little bit. Inhale up, exhale down. Moving with a bit of speed. Starting to get nice and warm. Okay, let's take it up a notch. Let's run on the spot. Lengthen right up through the top of the head. Nice and tall. And running. Now make sure you're really sliding those arms forward and back, not just run with your hands by the side. So really want to warm up in through those shoulders and upper back. Beautiful, guys. Nice work. Touchdown squat. Let's go. Down, reach those arms up. Keeping nice and long through the spine. So lengthen through the neck, touch and reach up. Beautiful. Up. Nice work, keep it up and lift back to those circles with those arms, right up and around Change direction, round the other way. Let's get the brain going. One goes forward, one goes backwards. Woo! Come on, Robin, you got it. Change direction. Good, hands on hips, tailbone down, guys. Lift up through the top of the head, and then we're going to poke the head forward and then pull it all the way back. Warming up through that neck now, guys. So forward and pulling all the way back. Tailbone down, belly nice and flat. Everything's staying nice and still, except for the neck. The neck and head. Forward, all the way back. Still lifting up through the top of the head. So still lengthening as you're pressing forward and then pulling back. Side to side now, guys. Still keeping that length. Tailbone down. Lift up through the top of the head. Side to side. Good. Side, forward, side, and back. Beautiful. Change direction, round the other way. Awesome. Good. Jumping jacks, one last one. So jumping if you can jump. If you can't jump due to joints or pelvic floor or any other reason, go with me. I've got the softy version. Up and up and up. Warming up those shoulders, guys. Spread those arms out nice and wide. Last 10 seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. One more down on all fours just to open up that thoracic spine. So coming on down to all fours. And we're going to peel your left arm up to the ceiling. Inhale. And then exhale. Wrap it right around. Give yourself a cuddle. Look to the right. And inhale, lifting up. And exhale, wrapping it right around. Beautiful. Got a nice crack in through my back. And around. Good. 2 more. And around. Last one. And around. All right, change onto the other side. Right arm goes up. And wrap it around. Give yourself that cuddle. And inhale up. Exhale around to cuddle. Inhale. And exhale around. Good. Last 2. And 1 more. And around. Okay, guys, well done. Okay, so like I said, we're going to go up into the arms, shoulders, and upper back today. So the first exercise we're going to do, we're going to get into those biceps. So you'll actually want to sit your bum off your mat, or if you've got a slippery floor, it's really good. If not, you'll just have to wiggle your bum across the floor. So we're going to sit on the floor and then pop the hands behind you, palms facing down. So that's normal, and we're going to flip the thumbs inwards, palms facing down. Now you want to have your arms wider than your shoulders for the first one. So we're bringing those arms out nice and wide, palms facing down so that the back of the hand is on the floor. And then I want you to stick your chest out, lengthen up through the top of the head, and then start to wiggle your butt forward. So slide forward or wriggle forward and go down as far as you can until you feel the stretch in those biceps. Now push that chest right up and feel that stretch in the arms even more. And imagine my hands are on the outside of your elbows, and I want you to push your elbows out nice and wide. So they're locked out, but you're pressing those elbows out wide, pressing that chest up, lengthen out through the top of the head, keep pushing the top of the head away from the tailbone. Another big push, guys, 10 more seconds, let's go. Top of the head pushes away, tailbone pushes away, elbows pushing out, 3, 2, 1, and collapse, good. And just starting to slide back again there, guys. Shake out those arms a little bit. And then the next exercise, we're doing biceps again, but just a little different part of the biceps. So we're gonna pop the hands directly behind the shoulders this time. So we're bringing the hands closer. We're doing exactly the same thing, just with the hands in closer together. All right, so chest out, shoulders back, lengthen through the top of the head. And then we're gonna slide the butt forward, wriggle forward as far as you can go, keeping that chest up, okay? pressing out, lengthen out through the top of the head, lock out through those elbows and press those elbows out nice and wide. Keep pressing those elbows out wide. If anybody following the recording is hypermobile, just don't quite lock yours out. Pressing those elbows out, pressing that chest out, lengthen out through the top of the head. Come on, 15 seconds to push. Let's go. Push that chest out, wriggle a little further forward. Top of the head presses away. Last 5, big push. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Collapse through the chest, bend the elbows, and just sliding back to your mat. Well done. So we've opened up those biceps a little bit. We're going to come into the deltoid first. So anterior deltoid, the front of the shoulder. So this gets quite tight from a lot of the work that we do hunching over or leaning over all the time. I'm just going to sit on the side to show you this one. So you can either pop on your knees or you can hop up like that. Or if you like, you can even come right up to kneeling. So whichever you prefer. A lot of the people actually prefer it up kneeling because you can really control that tailbone tuck. Okay, so from here, you're going to tuck the tailbone. So push down through your lower back, lift up through the top of the head. And then your left hand is pressing down towards the floor. So lift up the shoulder, and then I want you to press the shoulder away from the ear and flexing that hand, like you're pressing on a ball. Now externally rotate, so open the shoulder by pulling the thumb right back, keep the tailbone down, and then bring the right hand behind the back and grab onto that elbow or hand, wherever you can. And I want you to pull that arm across to the right as hard as you can. And then bringing your right ear to the right shoulder. Okay, tailbone is down, lifting up through the top of the head. Arm is pulling across and pushing your right ear to the right shoulder. Keep pressing that left hand down to the floor as hard as you can. So really pressing that shoulder away from the ear. Keep pushing, guys. Use that right arm. Let's pull it across a little more. Let's go. Come on, push. Twisting that thumb back behind you. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Have a little bit of a shoulder roll there, guys. Just going to stay facing this way so you can see it a little better. So rolling through that shoulder. Okay. And then we're going to get ready to do that one again. So we're doing that one twice for 30 seconds. Okay, so first off, flex the hand. Lift the left shoulder and then push the left shoulder all the way down. You'll start to feel a little stretch already. And then externally rotate that hand. So you're pulling that thumb right back behind you. Tailbone is down. Then bring that arm right over behind the back. Grab onto it wherever you can. Stay straight, don't twist. Pull the thumb back. Lift up through the top of the head. Ear goes to the opposite shoulder. And then pulling that arm to the right. And let's go. So you're really pressing down through the left palm of the hands, pulling the thumb back behind you. So you're really opening through that shoulder and then pulling the arm across using your right hand. And then right ear is pushing across to the right shoulder. Push the hand down more, guys, and feel that stretch in through the front of the shoulder even more. And then pulling that arm across using that right arm. Last 3, 2, 1, and release coming up. Whoa, needed that one, definitely. Rolling the shoulder open a little bit there, guys. Excuse me. And then we're going to come on to the other side. So we'll do the other side now. We're on the right side. So in position, wherever that is for you, up on the knees or sitting on the heels. We're going to go tailbone down. Lift up through the top of the head. Right hand comes down into a bit of a dancer stance with those hands. So flex the hand, lift the right shoulder, press the right shoulder down as far away from the ear as you can. Now externally rotate that thumb, open it right back, and then bring the hand across, grab onto the wrist or the elbow wherever you can. Tailbone stays down, pull the arm across, lift up through the top of the head, and then ear goes to the opposite shoulder, and let's go. So keep pressing down using that right hand, and you're really trying to twist that thumb behind you. So imagine somebody's got a string on that thumb and they're pulling it back. Press their shoulder down away from the ear. So keep pushing that right shoulder down, being careful not to bend sideways, pressing the hand down, pulling the hand across, using your left hand. 10 seconds to go, guys. Keep pulling that shoulder back, so thumb pulling back. Last 3, 2, 1, and release. Coming back up, always coming out nice and slow. Rolling that shoulder open. So the little difference between myofascial stretching and muscle stretching is you can stretch the muscle a lot and sometimes it won't release because that fascia, that stocking on the outside is still really tight. So muscle stretches only stretch the muscle. We're stretching that fascia, so it's really opening up to get that freedom in through those joints. Okay, let's go again. Tailbone down, guys. Lift up through the top of the head. Right hand goes out to the side. Lift the shoulder up. Now press it down away from the ear as much as you can. Externally rotate, pull the thumb right back. And then bringing that hand across. Grab onto the wrist or the elbow as high as you can. And then left ear goes across to the left shoulder. And let's go. Tailbone pulls down. Keep pressing that hand down to the floor, guys. So imagine you're pressing on a Swiss ball. I want you to press that hand down, really pushing that shoulder down away from the ear. And pulling that thumb right back, guys. So externally rotating, pulling that thumb right back behind you. And keep breathing. We're nearly done. Pressing the hand right down. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release and just roll those shoulders open, guys. Just getting a little bit more movement back into those shoulders. Okay. Another one we will get into and stretch, guys, is the middle deltoid. So you've got the front, we just did the anterior, the front, the middle, and the back. Okay, so middle does get a little bit tight as well. So this time I want you to sit on your knees and I want you to sink your butt right back to your heels and just spread your knees out nice and wide. And then from here, very, very similar position. We're going to bring your left hand out to the side, flexing that hand, so you're pulling right back through the hand. Tailbone down, lift up through the top of the head, and then pressing that hand right down away from the ear. Keep flexing the hand, and same again. So I want you to turn the thumb back towards the wall behind you. Lift up through the top of the head, and ear goes to the opposite shoulder. And let's go. So just pressing that hand right down to the floor, lifting up through the top of the head, ear to the opposite shoulder. Keep the tailbone down and keep turning that thumb behind you. Keep pressing that hand down as if you're pressing on a ball on the floor, squishing that tennis ball right down. Tailbone down, guys. Open through the shoulder, so pulling that thumb right back, okay? Keep pulling that thumb back behind you. So you're really trying to twist the fingertips towards your butt, okay? So you're twisting the fingertips towards your legs. Keep breathing, keep pushing. Last 3, 2, 1, and release. Get a little bit of movement back in through that left shoulder. Well done. Arms are a little bit gangly. I need to come up a little bit taller. All right, taking nice deep breaths again there, guys. Then we'll do that one more time. If you've got long arms like moi, you can come up onto the tops of your feet if that gives you a little bit more height. All right, here we go. Tailbone pressing down, lift up through the top of the head, lift the left shoulder, then press the left shoulder right down to the floor, and then externally rotating. So the hand is still in line with the shoulder. We're not bringing it back behind us this time. So thumb is turning back, lift up through the top of the head, and then ear goes to the opposite shoulder, and let's go. So keep trying to twist that thumb back behind you without pulling the arm back. Keep pushing the tailbone down, lifting up through the top of the head, and head is pushing across to the right side. Now push that hand right down to the floor and feel the difference when you keep that arm active. Keep pressing that arm down to the floor, pushing the ear to the opposite shoulder, push the tailbone down. Each time you make those tiny little changes, you notice a big difference. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Woo. Feel that. Get a bit of movement again in through that shoulder. And then we're going to change that on to the other side. So from here, same thing again. Lifting up through the right shoulder and then pressing the right hand right down to the floor. Shoulder pushing away from the ear as much as you can. Hand is flexed. And then externally rotate. So turning that thumb back to the wall behind you. Pressing the hand down, Lift up through the head and ear goes to the opposite shoulder, and let's go. Tailbone is pushing down. Hand is pushing down away from the ear, and thumb is pulling back behind us. So keep twisting. So that's that, keep opening through that shoulder, okay? That's closed, that's open. Keep opening through that shoulder. Keep pressing the hand down to the floor. Really pushing that hand down onto that ball on the floor. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Whoa, definitely feeling those in through those shoulders. Opening up in through the neck as well. Taking some nice deep breaths again. We'll do that one more time on that side. So last one for those shoulders. Hand out to the side, right hand. Lift up the shoulder, then press the shoulder right down away from the ear. And then externally rotate, so pulling that thumb behind us, tailbone down, belly in. Lift up through the top of the head and ear across to the opposite shoulder, and let's go. So pulling that thumb behind, lifting up through the top of the head, ear is pressing across to the opposite shoulder, and then pulling right back through that thumb. Keep pressing the hand down, so push that hand right down, push the shoulder away from the ear, tailbone tuck, ear across to the opposite shoulder. Keep breathing there, guys. Last 10 seconds. 9, 8, push the hand down, come on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Whoa, get some movement again. I'm just going to give my knees a bit of a break, or my feet a little bit of a break from being in that position. Okay, we're going to come over into a pec stretch, so opening through the chest. So the chest again is going to give you a lot of freedom in through the neck, because if you're doing a bit of leaning over through the computer, it starts to pull in through your traps, and that's going to give you a little bit of neck pain. So with this position, guys, we're going to lay down on the floor. The easiest way for me to show you is from sitting first. So pretend I'm laying face down on the floor. If I'm doing my left arm or my left chest, my arm is going to be out straight and my arm is raised higher than the shoulder, okay? So it's not down here, my arm is higher than the shoulder and arm is flexed. And then I'll show you this part. So we're down there, arm is higher than the shoulder, my head is turned in the opposite direction and the other hand is on the floor. And then I'm using my shoulder pushing into the floor as resistance to open through the chest. Okay, so this part of the arm is on the floor and then I'm opening, so it's really stretching in through that pec, okay? So let's see if we can do this together. So come on down to the floor and we'll do left side first. So if you come down onto your left side, your belly, and you're gonna bring your left arm out straight above the shoulder, okay? Flex that hand. And then you're going to lay down on the left ear. Put your right hand on the floor with your elbow up high, like mine, if you can have a quick look at the camera. So elbow is up raised. Now from here, I'm going to use that right hand and push off the right side a little bit, not lifting up through the hips, pressing the left arm away, and then just using that right arm to push my right pec off the floor, and I'm stretching through the left. Keep pressing that left arm away and pressing the right fingertips on the floor to gently push me across to the left a little bit, using the floor as resistance to open through that chest. Keep breathing. Keep pressing that left arm away as much as you can and opening through that chest. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release and stay there. I don't know about you, but I definitely got that one. Taking a little breather. Catching that breath. 30 seconds rest in between before we go again. Okay, so left arm out again, guys. We're flexing the hand, so really pulling back through the wrist. Lay down on the left ear. Right fingertips are on the floor, pretty much sort of in front of your face, sort of out to the side. And then pressing out through that left hand, pressing through the right fingertips to really stretch the pec along the floor. So pressing the left arm away, pressing up through those right fingertips to open in through that chest. Keep flexing the hand, keep pushing that hand away from the shoulder. So really try and push your arm bone out of the shoulder socket and pressing up off the right fingertips. Keep pushing, keep flexing that left hand. Let's go for another 10. Push that hand away, pressing up off the right fingertips. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Releasing, coming down. Well done there, guys. Nice one. All right. Coming over to the other side now. So this time the right hand is out higher than that shoulder. Flexing the right hand. Still laying down on the floor on your tummy. And this time, left fingertips are coming onto the floor with the left elbow up towards the ceiling. Now make sure, just look at your right arm, make sure it's up higher than your shoulder. Flexing that hand, laying on that right ear. Now let's push that hand away from you as much as you can. And now pressing off those left fingertips to push yourself over to the right, and you'll feel a big stretch in through the right pec, which is the right breast muscle. Keep pressing that right hand away and pressing up off those left fingertips. And keep breathing, pointing those toes, pressing the hand away as much as you can, and pressing up off those left fingertips. Pushing up, guys. Keep pressing that hand away. Keep breathing. 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Releasing, coming back down, stay there. Have a little breather for a sec. You'll probably notice that one side's a little bit different to the other, which is pretty normal. I noticed mine was a lot tighter on that left side than it is the right. So if you're not feeling it as much on one side, that's okay. You're just not as tight on there. All right, let's do that one again. So we're going to go right arm out, lift it up higher than the shoulder, resting on the floor. Pressing the arm away from the shoulder, up on those left fingertips, left elbow up, and let's go. So pressing, so you're lifting that left breast off the floor, pressing the right arm out and using that floor as resistance to open in through the chest. Keep pressing the arm away, keep flexing that right hand, pressing up off the floor, keep breathing, push, push, push. Keep pressing that right arm away, flexing that hand, pressing up off those left fingertips. 10 more seconds, guys. Let's go. Pressing that arm right out of the shoulder socket. Pushing off those fingertips. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back down again. Well done. Take a little breather. Catch your breath. Oh, gosh, I'm feeling so much more open already through the chest and shoulders. We're not done yet. Okay, I wanted to get up a little bit into the rotator cuff, which a lot of people have a little bit of issue with as well. Similar position, guys, but this time your arm, when it's on the floor, it's going to be kind of like a stop sign, but not with the elbow in line with the shoulder. So you're going to bring that elbow down a little bit, and then we're doing the same thing. So we're pushing yourself off to stretch in through the rotator cuff, which is in through the shoulder. So you'll be down on the floor in that position. So this time the elbow is lower than the shoulder, hand on the floor, looking across to the right, and then pressing the elbow into the floor, and then I'm lifting up off those right fingertips to open in through the back of the shoulder, okay? So let's come down into position. So this time your elbow's bent and your palm is flat on the floor, and your elbow wants to be lower than the shoulder, so more towards the legs than the shoulder, okay? Now the shoulder is pressing on the floor, okay? Come up onto the right fingertips, and now press the left elbow, left hand into the floor, left shoulder, and now pushing the right fingertips up. Whoa, getting up into that shoulder. So right elbow's up, pushing off the right hand, press into the floor using your left hand, left shoulder, left elbow. Let's go. Keep pressing into the floor using that left side and lifting off the floor using the right side. Feeling that stretch in through that shoulder. Keep pressing and breathing. Pressing a little more. Let's push into the ground a little bit more through that left side. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Releasing there, guys. Stay there. Just take a breather for a sec. Taking some nice deep breaths and letting that relax a little bit. And then we're going to get ready again. Same thing again. So left hand is out to the side, elbow bent, elbow lower than the shoulder, head turned to the right, toes pointed, fingertips of the right hand on the floor and the right elbow is up towards the ceiling. And we're pressing the left elbow, left shoulder, left hand into the floor, pressing off the right side. Let's go. So pressing the right fingertips on the floor to lift your right side over to the left. And breathing into that left shoulder joint. Keep pressing the left elbow into the floor, pressing the right fingertips into the floor, opening up in through those shoulders. 10 more seconds, guys, to get that freedom in through the shoulder. Keep pushing the elbow, pushing the hand, pushing the right fingertips. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on down. Nice work, well done. Sit up and just shake it out a little bit if you like in between. Feel like you need a little bit of movement. Good. And then we're going to go on to the other side now, guys. So right elbow, right shoulder. We're going to go right elbow is bent, elbow is lower than the shoulder joint. Palm of the hand is on the floor. Turn your head to the left. Point the toes, fingertips on the floor, press your right shoulder, right elbow, right hand into the floor, and then gently lifting up off those left fingertips. Let's push through the left fingertips and pushing your weight over to that right side. Keep pressing your right elbow into the floor, pressing that right hand into the floor, point your fingertips, and even tilt that tailbone down if you can. Pressing that elbow up, pressing the right elbow, right hand, right side into the floor, and keep breathing. Breathing into that right side. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Relax through that right side. You can move it around a little bit. Let it relax completely down. Taking a little breather. And we're going to do that one more time on that side rather. All right, hand out to the side, elbow is lower than the shoulder, elbow bent, palm flat on the floor. Lay on your right ear, press the hand, elbow and shoulder into the floor. Now pressing off those left fingertips and let's go. Pressing through those left fingertips, press that elbow up towards the ceiling. Pressing that right hand into the floor, point the toes, tailbone tuck. Keep pressing that elbow, hand, shoulder into the floor, pressing up off those left fingertips. And breathe. Last 10, let's go. Push it a little bit harder, guys. Let's open it up a little bit more. Remember, the harder we work here, the better you're going to feel. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release, guys. Well done. Carefully come back up. I think we're back up for the next couple. I better have a time check. I get carried away with these Myo Fascial ones. The time goes faster for these guys. Okay, we've got a little bit more time. Okay, just one for the triceps there, guys. So come back up onto your knees. Oh, yeah. Up onto your knees, and then I'll turn around away for you to watch. You can either sit on your feet or you can come right up, whichever you prefer. We'll do the left side first. So we're lifting up that left arm and then bend the hand behind the head. And now what I want you to do is flip the hand so the back of your hand is trying to touch your spine. I want you to try and touch your thumb to your spine, okay? So you're rotating, the thumb is near the shoulder, and now the thumb is going towards the opposite shoulder, palm out. Now lift up through the elbow, tailbone down, lift up the other hand, and I want you to pull the elbow across. Now tilt your chin down and look to the right. So lifting up through the elbow, pulling the elbow across, chin down and look to the right. Keep breathing. Keep pressing that elbow up to the ceiling, pressing the tailbone down. Look down and look to the right. Keep pushing that tailbone up. Tailbone down, elbow up. Push it across using that left hand, looking to the right. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Just get a bit of movement there. I'm just going to move that microphone. I'm talking right into it when I'm doing that one. Okay. We'll do that one again one more time on that side. So we're lifting up that left arm, bend. The palm is touching the spine. Now I'm going to turn pinky towards the shoulder and the thumb towards the spine, trying to touch that thumb to the spine. So you're really trying to rotate that hand. Now lift up through the elbows, tailbone is down. Now pulling that elbow across to the right side, tilt the chin down, and now look across to the right. And let's go. Tailbone is pushing down, pressing up through the elbow. So getting as much length as you can and pulling that arm across using your right hand. Keep the tailbone tucked. Don't tilt out through that bum. And looking down and looking to the right. Keep breathing. Keep lifting up through the top of the head. Pulling that elbow across. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Woo. And just get a bit of movement again in through those arms. Okay, one more on the other side, or 2 more on the other side. Let's lift up through the right hand. Bend the elbow behind the head. And then we're twisting the back of the hand to face the spine. Thumb is trying to twist towards the opposite shoulder. Tailbone down. Lift up through the elbow. And then pulling that elbow across. Now tilt your chin down and look to the left. And let's go. Keep pushing the tailbone down. Lifting up through the elbow. So try and get as much space as you can from your right knee to your elbow. Keep twisting that hand. Pulling that arm across and looking down to the left. Keep breathing. Tailbone pushing down. Elbow pushes up, twisting across to the left. 10 seconds left, guys. Let's push that elbow up. Pull it across more. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. And again, you'll probably feel that one side more than the other. Mine's all on the left. Okay. But one more for those arms, and then we'll do a couple of beautiful neck ELDOA stretches. Okay, one more on that right tricep, lifting up, bend through that elbow, twist the back of the hand to face the spine, tailbone down, lift up through the right elbow, and then pulling the elbow across to the left, tailbone down, now tilting your chin down, look across to the left, and let's go. Keep pushing down through the tailbone, lift up through that elbow, keep twisting that hand to try and touch the thumb to the spine, pulling the elbow across to the left, and tilting down and looking to the left. Keep pressing that elbow up, tailbone is down, looking to the left, pulling the arm to the left. Make sure we're not leaning to the left, so staying up nice and tall. Keep breathing, 5 more, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work, guys, well done. Oh, those arms and shoulders are definitely going to feel like you had a workout. Well, I feel like they've had a workout now, but they're definitely going to feel like you've had a workout tomorrow as well. So, extra little bit of toning too. All right, we're going to lay down on your back. So, have a little lie down, guys, on your back. Keep your width apart. Lift up your head, lengthen it out away from the spine. So lengthen out through that spine as much as you can. We're going to go tailbone tuck. So push the tailbone, lower back down nice and flat. Lift up through the knees. Put them up into a tabletop position. Your knees can be up, or you can be up a little bit higher. Just feel where it is for you that back flattens more to the floor. So I feel when I straighten my legs up a little bit, my back goes flatter. So the goal is to get that back nice and flat, okay? Flexing through the feet and then internally rotating those feet. So you're trying to look at the arches of the foot, lengthen out through the thoracic spine, lengthen out through the head and neck, and look down between those knees. So give yourself a double chin and then lift up through one arm, palm up, and then the other hand, palm up, twisting those pinkies towards each other. And then one arm at a time, all the way out overhead, just hovering above the floor. And let's go. Tailbone down and lengthen right out through the top of the head. So really trying to press that whole spine along the floor. So lengthening out that spine along the floor, pressing the top of the head away from the tailbone and tucking those knees in so that you're really pressing that tailbone down to the floor. Now, once that spine is completely locked in, you're pressing the arms away from the spine, so pressing the shoulders right up around the ears, pressing those arms out of the shoulder sockets to get that stretching through the neck. And keep tilting that tailbone up off the floor and pressing the neck down into the floor. Pressing the head away from the tailbone, get as much space as you can. Nearly there, guys. Lengthen those arms right out. Last 10 seconds to get that freedom, pressing those arms away, pulling those knees in. Last 3, 2, 1, and release. Come on down. Just having a little breather there. Catching your breath. And the next one we'll do, guys, is the one with the arms up above the head. Okay, so let's get our knees back up into position. Tabletop, flex the feet, internally rotate those arches. Lengthen out through the top of the head, lengthen through the spine. Beautiful. And then bring one hand up towards the ceiling and the other hand up towards the ceiling. We're looking between the legs. Now arms stay up above the shoulders. And press the neck onto the floor, lengthen through the neck, and then pressing the shoulders up away from the spine, up off the floor. Keep breathing and thinking about creating that space from the tailbone to the top of the head, and then pressing the shoulders away from the floor. So think about that spine being the fixed point, and everything else is pressing away from the spine. So the knees are pulling in, feet are flexed, and shoulders are pressing up towards the ceiling, pressing those hands up, straighten out through those fingertips. All of these points give you more release in through that neck. Keep breathing, guys. Keep pressing the arms up off the floor, flexing those hands, twisting those pinkies towards each other. Keep pressing up and lifting those shoulder blades right up off the floor, guys. And keep breathing. Nearly there, last 10. Pressing those arms up, press the neck down towards the floor, lengthen out through the top of the head. Last 3, 2, 1, and release, coming down. Having a little breather, guys. And we will finish off with our L5 as one last one up against the wall. Just be very careful when you come up or you can roll over the side. And press yourself up. And then pop your legs up against the wall, guys. So pop your mat out lengthways away from the wall. There we go. And stick your little butt up against the wall. So you want to get in as close as you can to the wall if you can, with your butt touching the wall, with your legs straight. If you've got tight hamstrings, you'll just have to wiggle away from the wall a little bit to make sure the back of the pelvis is still on the floor. Okay. And once we're all there, okay, tailbone is tucked down. So tuck the tailbone down, lengthen up through those legs, flex the feet, and internally rotate those arches. So squeezing the quads, and you're really trying to press the legs right up towards the ceiling. Now pressing down through the tailbone, lengthen out through the spine, lengthen out through the top of the head, and double chin. So I want you to look down at your knees or your thighs as low as you can. Now lift up one hand towards the ceiling, flex the palm, and the other hand up, flexing those wrists and twisting the pinkies towards each other. And keep that length through the spine as you bring one hand out overhead and then the other all the way out overhead. And let's go. Tailbone is down, lengthen up through the heels and lengthen out through the top of the head. Keep pressing those heels up to the ceiling, pulling back through the feet. Tailbone is pressing right down. Length is pressing away from the tailbone. So really fix that tailbone in position and the pelvis nailed to the floor, and then everything is pressing away from it. So the legs are pressing up away, the arms are pressing away, the head is pressing away, getting that beautiful release in through that lower back. Keep pressing those arms right up overhead, pressing the hands away from the shoulders, pressing those arms out of those shoulder sockets. Keep breathing, getting that release in through that lower back. Keep pressing those arms away, guys. We're nearly there. One last big push. Tailbone is locked to the floor. Lengthen those legs up. Lengthen the arms all the way out overhead. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo, release and breathe. You can bend through the knees, guys, or you can leave them up straight. Just do whatever feels good. And now we're just going to focus on taking some beautiful big deep breaths and just letting everything relax. Breathing into the belly. And just letting everything melt down towards the floor now. So let's let your shoulders become heavy and your hips. And just let everything become nice and heavy. Now I want you to focus on breathing in for about 6 seconds. Hold the breath for 6 and then breathe out for 6. So inhale. Hold. Exhale nice and slow. Inhale. Hold. Exhale nice and slow. Continue with that rate of the breath. And now just bring that breathing back to normal, guys. You can start to get a little bit of movement in through your fingers and toes. Just notice how much calmer your body should feel, and it should definitely feel a lot lighter around the shoulders and neck area. And just notice how spending just a minute focusing on that breath can really calm down the system. But of course, we've also worked on the central nervous system with the ELDOA and stretching as well. So you should feel tip-top fantastic for your day ahead. Take a couple of nice big deep breaths to wake up through the body again, have a bit of a stretch. And then when you're coming up, guys, always nice and carefully rolling over to the side and then pressing yourself up to sitting. Okay, and we are all done, guys. Thank you.